Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. I'm here today to talk to you about So Weird Season 2 Fall. Fall is a very emotional episode that will have you like really sad and stuff towards the end. Now, this is a Ned episode. This is the second Ned episode we've ever had. His solo episodes, are really good. So he takes them back to his hometown or where he grew up at, right? And the whole family's there, except for Clue. And I don't know if Carrie's there or not. So, anyways, in the previous episode, remember now, Fee and Molly, they're having it out and everything. So, at some point in time, as they're there, they meet his old friend named Sam. And so, they're having a good time, reminiscing and everything. And then all of a sudden, a reporter comes up to them. And this reporter starts, like, talking, getting along with him. Then he starts asking a weird question about how this town has, like, a dark secret. And this makes both Ned and Sam weirded out because they have a secret they've never told nobody. So at some point in time, um, the reporter comes back and talks. Yeah, Carrie is in this episode. I remember now because they was at the pool side and stuff. So at some point in time, Sam is now so weirded out that he is starting to see hallucinations of a little boy dangling everywhere, dangling from like a house. And Ned asks him, what's going on, and he tells them, this is why he asked Ned to come back a year ago. See, he's moved away from this town, but he finally decided to come back a year ago. Then a couple of months ago, he started seeing visions, and he wanted Ned's help and everything because Ned is part of this. And so it's kind of like, well, what are these visions and stuff, right? So at some point in time, the reporter comes back and he's badgering Fee to look more into this and everything. And she just wants him to leave like Ned alone. See, Ned has finally confessed to his family and stuff. And Fee, he tells them what happened was him and his friends, Sam and a boy named Pete, they used to always like hang out at this one little river part, and they would skip school and they'll go by the river. And there used to be like this little kind of like a gondola type thing. And a little box would be in there. So they will get in it and then they'll drop to like, the river and the water and stuff. Well, Ned went first as a little boy, and then all of a sudden Pete went second, but it got stuck. He tried to like walk across the like rope with hand to hand, but then he got like really nervous and scared. All of a sudden he slipped and fell on the rock shore and he died from the impact. And Ned told his family and them that he's never told nobody this secret before. At some point in time, Sam freaks out and goes through like a window because he thought he saw Pete again. So then he runs out to where the river at. Everybody follows. He thinks he sees Pete dangling from the rope after all these years. Now it's been about 40 years since this has happened. 35, 40, something like that, right? And so he runs out to the area across the river and climbs up the thing. And Ned and them are just screaming at him, telling him to come back. It's too dangerous. You can fall and everything. And he's reaching his hand out and he's like, grab my hand, Pete, grab it. Then all of a sudden, the reporter shows up out of nowhere. And he's all like, why don't you tell him what really happened, Sam? Like, why don't you help Pete and everything? And so Ned's pissed and he goes to help. And he's trying his best to get like Sam back. At some point in time, the reporter is just like antagonizing him. And so like, he's just like, why won't you save him, Sam? Why won't you save Pete? Why did you let him fall and everything? And Sam finally confesses the truth. He said he was scared that he might fall as well. That's why he didn't really try to help Pete that much, because Pete was close to him, but not too much, and he couldn't extend. He tried to like extend his hand, but he couldn't reach him. But he was too scared he might fail. And so like, yeah, and he just breaks down and everything. And all of a sudden the reporter is like near Sam on the other side now. He's all like, like, I understand, man. Like, I forgive you and everything. It turns out the reporter is really Pete. Pete's like ghost, all grown up and everything. See, the ghosts have held this anger inside of him for so many years, just like Sam has held in the grief. And he just wanted to know why. Why did his best friend, who says he cares about him, never tried to save his life? This was a really good episode and stuff. Now, when it comes to Fee and her mom, they have it out. Not like angrily, but they dish it out and stuff. Fee is trying to like do something with eggs, and her mom wants to help, but Fee won't let her because she's like a big girl. And her mom tells her why she never told her about her father. And basically, it's just because she's the mom. She is supposed to protect Fee. She can't do that if Fee's too busy trying to get herself like, killed by like the spirit world like her father did and stuff. So they reconcile and everything because Fee is starting to like understand, but she's still upset about that. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.